Good evening. The one thing that tonight is demonstrating is that the power that we all have is the power of love. And no matter what the moment calls for, when we see each other with love in our eyes, with compassion in our hearts, we can transform the world. So I would encourage you to keep loving, keep seeing, keep valuing, and keep connecting. That is the charge at hand. So thank you for inviting me to this wonderful event. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next honoree for the James Park Morton Interfaith Award. Bryan Stevenson, you are one of my heroes. Thank you for what you do. As a formerly incarcerated man of color, Bryan's work and framing of the issue of mass incarceration that disproportionately impacts black and brown communities has charted a new course centered on hope and redemption. Bryan's body of work speaks for itself. He is the founder and executive director of the Equal Justice Initiative. He is an author and a lecturer. His memoir, Just Mercy, A Story of Justice and Redemption, was on the New York Times bestseller list. And in 2018, Bryan initiated the National Memorial of Peace and Justice in Montgomery, Alabama, which honors, which honors the names of each of more than 4,000 African Americans lynched. Thank you for reminding us of the travesties of this country, but the redeeming qualities that remain in all of us. So thank you, Bryan, for that. He also opened the Legacy Museum, From Enslavement to Mass Incarceration. Bryan achieved so many accolades and is celebrated for his willingness to be bold and speak truth to power, all centered on the humanity of all and framed out with love above all. Again, thank you for that framing. What moves me most about Bryan is how he does the work and the lens by which he does it for himself and others in the space. It is the words in his book, Just Mercy, that defines Bryan and should move us all. So let me give you a couple of the quotes from his book. Proximity to the condemned and incarcerated made the question of each person's humanity more urgent and meaningful, including my own. We do this work, we cannot do this work without proximity. We need to be up close and personal with the pain and suffering of those we serve. We need to keep their humanity centered as the point of focus on our work, and Bryan reminds us of that. He also writes, it is about how easily we condemn people in this country and the injustice we create when we allow fear, anger, and distance to shape the way we treat the most vulnerable among us. And this statement rings so true right now. In this country, there is fear of those who haven't been born here. There is fear of those who are incarcerated and have been isolated. There is fear of those who are on the streets because they're homeless. There is fear because we have people on the street addicted to drugs, and we should not let that shape the way we treat people. And finally, he says, the closer we get to mass incarceration and extreme levels of punishment, the more I believe it's necessary to recognize that we all need mercy. We all need justice. And perhaps we all need some merit of unmerited grace. Bryan, Thank you. Thank you for reminding us that it is not in our perfection, it is in our flaws that grace is bestowed upon us by God. So thank you for that. Before I invite him to the stage, I want to share with you the trailer from the Emmy Award-winning HBO documentary, True Justice. Bryan, thank you for the lessons that you teach us. Thank you for lighting up every room you walk in. And thank you for your obedience to the call on your life. Please welcome Bryan Stevenson.